Good evening and welcome to the June 3rd meeting of the Hoover City Council. We're honored each of you decided to join us tonight. We did not have a work session on Thursday, so we'll be walking through each of these agenda items one by one tonight. I will call the meeting to order now and ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Council President Lyda.
Here.
Council Pro-Tem Posey. Here. Councilmember Swiney.
Here.
Councilmember Driver. Councilmember Murphy.
Present.
Councilmember Middlebrooks.
Here.
Councilmember McClinton.
Here. With the quorum present, we will proceed. If everyone will please rise for the invocation to be given by our clerk and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance to be led by Councilor Swiney.
Dear Heavenly Father, we just want to glorify you and all that you do. May we lift you up and always be the example that you have set before us. May we also lead like you sent your Son to do for us. In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Attention, salute, pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call on Mayor Brocato for his announcements and recognitions. Mayor?
Well, I just really have a little report, a little story I want to share with you if I could. We had a tremendous tournament last week, as you know. Broke a record again, second time, last year we broke a record, broke it again this year with 180,004 people showed up to the Met Complex for some outstanding baseball. It was really, really good. But it was also very, very hot. And the crowd, the final day was overwhelming, but we just handled it wonderfully. It was amazing to see how our police officers got them in and out so well and so organized. But the heat of the day, we were going through water like crazy. I mean, you almost couldn't find a bottle of water in the whole stadium. So Aaron caught me down there in the concourse and was telling me about it. Jeremy Weiss, who serves on our Park and Recreation Department, we were sitting there talking about it and wondering how we were going to solve this problem of no water and all these people are low water. So in about 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, we had close to 7,000 bottles of water. And it happened through teamwork and just community engagement and community involvement. We were able to call Costco and we were able to go get 4,000 or 5,000, I can't remember how many, 4,000 or 5,000 bottles like that. I mean, they had the water ready for us before our team got there, and I want to show you who our team was, by the way. The police department had about 2,000 or 3,000 bottles at their training center. They got that down there pretty quick. So essentially, from the time we found out to maybe about 30, 40 minutes, we had people from the city, our workers, all the workers, just people that were part of City Hall and part of our government, part of our Park and Rec department, handing out bottles of water. Free. And these were big bottles of water. We didn't go cheap on them. It wasn't as little ones, it was a big bottle of water. And handing them out. And so it was a sight to be seen. There was a huge line in the concourse on both sides, people wanting water. And we eliminated that line like that, just handing out water everywhere. Well, the next thing you know, this group of people, they're outside, they're in the stadium with carrying water like this and handing water out to all these people all throughout the concourse. And what was beautiful about it, I sure want to make sure that the SEC commissioner knew what was going on. So I went up there and I said, Commissioner, I just want to show you what's going on. And he said, oh yeah, that's great. And I told his wife, and she was really impressed with it. But the neat thing is that the SEC network they were talking about it where else, this is what they said, where else can you go and get free bottles of water handed out like this? Hoover, Alabama. So I'd like to bring Michael Douglas, George Cortez, come on up here, I want people to see you. Carla Chavez and Freddie Ashton, come on up here. I'm gonna tell the rest of the story now. This is the Paul Harvey voice. Just stand up here for us. Jeremy, please come up too. You were a huge part of this. So I told you about kind of the background there. And well, that's 50 cases of water we had at Costco. That's a lot of water. So we certainly have trucks and can go get it, but it's gonna take a little bit of time. Well, y'all know Zil Zavari with Super Chix. He's talking to Jeremy, and he said, well, we can go get it. So we sent them down to get it. I'm heading down there with my charge card. Before I get there, I'm in a police car. Before I get there, they already have it loaded up in their truck, and then we're trying to find them to get them back in a hurry. And so we're looking all over Costco, and we find them. Here's that yellow Super Chix truck. And I waved to him and said, just get behind us. Turned on the lights and siren, and Super Chix followed us all the way down 150. All the way down Stadium Trace, and 16,000 people saw them bring in under lights and siren all of this water. And it was beautiful, it was music. But what it pointed out is that we were in a little bit of a crunch there. And our community came together, our employees came together. When that truck got there, our police officers, our firefighters, our park and recreation, Jeremy, everybody piled in there to get that water in and distribute to all those people. That's what the tournament's about. It's about customer service and answering. When you see a situation, taking care of it, stepping up. So I want to just thank these gentlemen here for all that they did, and young lady. Jeremy, who serves on our park and rec, what a great honor it was to have you step up like that as a community servant. Anyway, you're already been serving your city, but I applaud each and every one of you, all the chiefs that are here, Aaron, your group, park and rec, the public works department. They all just piled in and got it done. That's all I had to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to recognize two of our former council members. Council President Gene Smith and Councilor Joe Reeves are here. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here with us tonight. We also have what I will call the Hoover delegation from the Alabama Senate and Alabama House of Representatives here. They are here to talk a little bit about some of the wins we had in the Alabama legislature that the citizens of Hoover would like to. So I'll begin by calling on Representative Mike Shaw. Also joined by Representative David Faulkner, Representative Leigh Hulsey, and Senator April Weaver. Mr. Shaw.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. It's always good to be back here for a brief meeting. The many hours I spent in here has been valued every one of them, but it's always good to be back. Yeah, as you mentioned, I thank you, Mayor, and the rest of Council for having us. As you mentioned, this was a heck of a session, legislative session. I mean, me and Leigh are new, so we didn't know any different, I don't think. But according to the pros, there's a lot of stuff that happened. Would y'all agree? It was a little bit over the top. But there's a whole legislative briefing that could be given. But I wanted to at least give you a couple Hoover-centric things. The first thing I wanted to mention was, we all know last July, we had an unfortunate circumstance where we had a young lady who made a false police report, calling 911, caused a lot of harm to our community, caused a lot of expense and time by our law enforcement and first responders, and y'all passed a resolution requesting, at the end of it, it was just a misdemeanor, and so unfortunately the prosecution, they didn't have much to go with it, but y'all passed a resolution requesting that this offense be increased to the level of a felony. The mayor talked about it as well, and our police chief was all over the news talking about the
how unfortunate it was that we couldn't prosecute this crime the way it needed to be prosecuted. Now the positive side of that is that Chief Thursday is now a worldwide celebrity, so it was nice to know that the world got to see the Chief as we have known the Chief for many years. So that was a positive side. I don't know if that's the best way we want to do it. But anyway, long story short, I introduced the bill, me and Leigh Hulsey did. Senator Weaver on the Senate side introduced the bill elevating this offense to the level of a felony. It was kind of a little bit of a horse race to determine which house it was going to move faster in. It happened to move faster in the House. I'll just say it was a little bit of a gamble as to why one house would move a little faster with some of the things we had going on. I have a little legislative joke there. But anyway, I'm happy to say we passed unanimously in the House, we passed unanimously in the Senate. The governor signed it, and as of October 1st, if somebody should choose to do this again, if they Google the consequences of their actions, they will see that it's a felony, and hopefully they will think twice about doing that. So I have copies I'm going to give y'all, but that's the first thing I wanted to report. Y'all asked, we delivered, we gave you all, we made this a felony, and hopefully we won't have this happen in our community again where we can't prosecute it at least. So anyway, happy to report that. Leigh and David, did you have something? Or April, did you want to say anything about that? Sure.
Hello, I'm April Weaver, State Senate, and I can't imagine a greater delegation than to have as my partners in the House than this delegation here. So, I did file it in the Senate, Mike filed it in the House, but the great thing about this is, I guess I'll go ahead and confess and say I held up a little bit in the Senate because I knew it was coming from the House. This was Mike Shaw's first bill, and what a fabulous bill for him to have as a Hoover landmark bill. Coming from here, for that to be his first bill. So just wanted to tell you how proud I am of him and the work that both he and Leigh did on this. Thank you to Chief Burgess for everything that he did to help shepherd us through this process. And like Representative Shaw said, the people who are going to think about doing this in the future, some different consequences now. So thank you all for everything that you did to help get that information to us. And it's a pleasure to work with Chief Burgess and the delegation to make sure that this bill passed for the city, not just for the city of Hoover, but for the state of Alabama this year.
Always gotta lower things for Leigh. And I'm even really like high heels tonight. It's sad. Chief Thursday, I found this comical. I don't remember who told me the story, but someone said they were in Italy. And I think it might have been David Bannister, maybe, I don't really remember. But they asked them where they were from, and the waiter there was like, "Oh, I know, you're police chief." I thought that was pretty funny. So not only are you a star in the U.S., also apparently abroad. But it's such a pleasure serving you guys as well as the entire community of Hoover. And not only have a portion of it, but it's hard just to serve a portion of the city. You really do just want to take care of its overall well-being. I do have the privilege of serving here and consider it a great honor. I think David is going to talk about some of the bigger money stuff, but I actually, if I could, I'd love to have Chief Thursday come up, and I know Chief Billy's not here, but if I could
Chief Jevanette, if you'll join us too.
Yes, that would be great. But I come bearing checks tonight for the two different departments, our Hoover Fire Department and Hoover Police Department. I guess I got jealous. David was handing these out like they were candy at the school board, and I was like, well, I want to do that. I'm just kidding. But in all honesty, I appreciate very much so what you guys do for the city of Hoover. And it's my pleasure to just give you a little tiny piece of that.
We appreciate it.
But yes, thanks. Yes.
Can we get a picture with that presentation, please?
Sure.
You
I want to make sure it's Chief Durst's check. It's not made out to Ramon's, is it?
Just the Hoover Police Department.
We don't have to send them that out.
It's in there.
All right, well, I do not have checks, but I did just want to, I think everybody may know this, but members of the public may not. But we did, the mayor was talking about this great baseball tournament. We all know how great that is at the Hoover Met and what an asset the Hoover Met is for the city of Hoover and the state of Alabama, really, this whole region. And so we had $1 million in the budget in support of the SEC tournament. So real happy about that. I believe y'all already know that. But that was a nice part of the budget. The state wants to support this. Imagine those 180,000 people, the economic impact. And I'm sure Dr. Darabi's given you all these numbers. I don't know them, but that's fantastic for the state of Alabama. So let's keep that SEC tournament here in Hoover for years, forever. Also want to tell you, last year we were successful in getting $500,000 for Hoover Met Park upgrades. This year we got another $500,000, so you're gonna have $1 million in the bank for Hoover Met Park upgrades. Code word, hopefully, pickleball courts to bring in a national tournament. Is the thought there? So I really, council and the mayor have talked to us about that, so I think it'd be great. That sport is growing all over the country. There's a real opportunity here for Hoover, I think, to bring in national pickleball tournaments, and the economic impact from that would be enormous. So those are big wins. Last year, also mentioned to you, we got a member of the city of Hoover to serve on the Birmingham Convention and Visitors Bureau. I think Council President Lyda may be in that capacity. So that's somebody on there to represent Hoover's interest on the Convention and Visitors Bureau. So real excited about that. But anything we can do at the state legislature, we're here to serve. And we did this at the request of your council and mayor, and happy to keep working for you guys. And thanks for pushing us and giving us these great ideas that you do.
So we're passing laws, we're bringing grant checks, we're securing funding. The city of Hoover generates a ton of revenue for the state, and bringing that back to invest back into the community and back to this economic engine that is the city. Proud to serve y'all, and thank you for the time, Mr. President and Council and Mayor. I have copies of the law I'm going to give to you and the mayor as well.
And thank you for our representatives wearing their Hoover and Spain Park colors so proudly. Thank you.
We will now move to our regular agenda, beginning with item number 1, payment of bills.
Mr. President, I move to pay the bills.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any comments from the body? Any comments from the public tonight? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Item number 2 is for minutes of the meeting from March 14th, 2024 and March 18th, 2024.
Mr. President, I move to approve the minutes for the March 14th, 2024 and March 18th, 2024 meetings without reading.
Second. We have a motion and a second for approval. Any comments from the body? Any comments tonight from the public? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. I would ask each department head who has responsibility for any of these items to make their way up as these are being read, beginning with item number 3, resolution number 8120-24. Mr. Corley.
This resolution reappoints Kyle Gupta as a member of the Hoover Board of Zoning Adjustment for a term of 3 years ending May 31st, 2027. Also reappoints Rowan Ford as a member of the Hoover Board of Zoning Adjustment for a term of 3 years ending May 31st, 2027. And reappoints Leigh as a supernumerary member of the Hoover Board of Zoning Adjustment for an unexpired term ending May 31st, 2027.
Mr. President, I move for approval of resolution number 8120-24.
Second. We have a motion and a second for the appointment of 3 individuals. Any comments from the body tonight? Any comments from the public? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Item number 4, resolution number 8121-24. Mr. Corley.
This resolution accepts a bid for bid number 24-005 on-site metered concrete for the city of Hoover, Alabama from Owens On-Site LLC in an amount not to exceed $110,180, and authorizes Mayor Brocato to execute an agreement for the same.
Mr. President, I move for approval of resolution number 8121-24.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Mr. Franklin, welcome.
Hi. Yeah, this resolution is to make Owens On-Site our metered concrete provider for the city of Hoover.
Members have the contract in their packet. Any questions or comments from the body? Any comments from the public tonight? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? The ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 5, resolution number 8103-24. Mr. Corley.
This resolution amends the budget for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2024 for legal services for the law firm of Holland and Knight.
Mr. President, I move for approval of resolution number 8103-24.
Second. We have a motion and a second. This is an item that was carried over from our last meeting. Ms. Cornett, any updates to this item?
There are no updates. We have current bills totaling $227,000, a little more than that. And I think Ms. Dickerson might have received another billing, is that right?
Yeah, I've got it all together.
Okay.
It was around 250
In total. So we have current bills for work that's already been performed by Holland and Knight related to the CON application and defense. The additional funding that's being asked for here is based on an estimate given by Colin Luke as to what remaining legal costs will be. That is not a definite number. It's an estimate, as all estimates are. But that 500 is intended to take care of the current bills that we have and the bills that are to come.
Any questions or comments from the body for Ms. Cornett? Any comments from the public tonight?
I'm sorry, one question. What's the total amount that we've had so far for legal?
$250,243 and some change.
That's year to date for everything?
For, yes, for Holland and Knight at this point. And some of those costs were taken out of the economic development budget. So some of those costs were already budgeted for, and that's how those bills were paid. So these are additional bills that have not been paid.
Any other questions or comments?
Yes, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Watching the testimony, understanding everything that's going on, thank you for the updates that you send out. I would say that, knowing that we're moving around public dollars, tax dollars here, and that the judge seems to feel like the best thing to do is settle it and get it done, that we work really hard this week to get done, close this thing out and move on to the next realm, which would be going to the state board. This is a lot of money. It's a huge cost. I understand it's needed because we had a challenge, but let's try to make this the last time we amend the budget for this part, and then look forward to the part with the state if we can.
That sounds like a great idea.
That's the goal. Any other comments or questions? We have motion and second for approval. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay.
Nay.
The ayes have it, the motion carries. Item number 6, ordinance number 24-2642. Mr. Corley.
This provides for the levying of municipal taxes for the city of Hoover, Alabama, and for the assessment and collection of such taxes for this fiscal year.
Mr. President, I move for adoption of ordinance number 24-2642.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Ms. Cornett, back for this one.
I was trying to leave.
You can't after this one.
This is an ordinary course of business sort of thing that we need to do to be able to levy taxes, which I think we should all hope to be able to do.
That sounds like a good idea as well. Any comments or questions for the body on collection and levy of taxes? Any comments from the public tonight? We have a motion and a second for approval. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Just to make sure I got that one, that was Posey that did the motion.
Yes.
Murphy did the second. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I had not read it down. Okay, Council Pro-Tem Posey.
Aye.
Councilmember Swiney.
Aye.
Councilmember Murphy.
Aye.
Councilmember Middlebrooks.
Aye.
Councilmember McClinton.
Aye.
Council President Lyda.
Aye. With a vote of 6 ayes and 0 nays, the ayes have it, and the motion carries. Item number 7 is resolution number 8122-24. Mr. Corley.
This resolution declares a weed nuisance at 1691 Montgomery Highway, Hoover, Alabama, and 1697 Montgomery Highway, Hoover, Alabama, and directs abatement pursuant to Alabama law.
Mr. President, I move for approval of resolution number 8122-24.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Mr. Martin.
Yes, latest and greatest I have on this particular location, it's actually the commercial property on the corner of Municipal Drive and 31. We are still in a situation where we have weeds and grass over 12 inches.
Any questions or comments from the body on item 7? Any comments from the public tonight?
Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Martin, that looks, are there weeds and grass I'm not seeing in this picture? Because that looks pretty trimmed.
So the slope along 31 was cut. However, the main portion of the grounds, according to code enforcement, has weeds and grass over 12 inches.
I see it there. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Any comments from the public on this item? There's a motion and second for approval. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Item number 8, resolution 8113-24. Mr. Corley.
This resolution authorizes the abatement of a weed nuisance at 425 Shades Avenue, Hoover, Alabama.
Mr. President, I move for approval of resolution number 8113-24.
Second. A motion and a second on the resolution. Mr. Martin.
Yes, Mr. President, this is a repeat customer and it is still in violation.
Do we have a photo? There it is. That one does appear to be an issue. Any comments from the body on that one?
No having to get the
Don't need to
magnifying glass out for this one.
Any comments from the public? Anyone want to take ownership of that lot who may be here tonight? We have a motion second for approval. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Item number 9, resolution 8114-24. Mr. Corley.
This resolution authorizes abatement of a weed nuisance at 2874 Wisteria Drive, Hoover, Alabama.
Mr. President, I move for approval of resolution number 8114-24.
Second. We have a motion and a second for approval. Mr. Martin.
Yes, Mr. President, no need to bring the ruler out for this one either. It is still in violation.
Any comments from the body on this item?
It looks much worse today.
We do have residents here from Wisteria. Would you like to speak on the item? You're welcome to. If you'd like to come down, we'd be happy to hear from you.
I drive by that road every day, and it's bad.
Okay, if you'd like to come down, we'd be happy to get you on the record, or we'll take that.
She's my neighbor.
Okay.
And it looks much worse today.
Well, let's help these ladies out if we can. Any comments from the public? Motion is second on the floor for approval. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. The ayes have it, motion carries. Item number 10, for a first reading, resolution number 8118-24. Mr. Corley.
This resolution authorizes abatement of a weed nuisance at 3406 Flintshire Drive, Hoover, Alabama. Public hearing scheduled for June 17th, 2024.
And then, Mr. Martin, anything to add on that?
We'll have an update when we come to second reading.
Very good. And then finally, item number 11, a first reading on ordinance number 24-2643. Mr. Corley.
This ordinance amends ordinance number 263 to rezone property located at 2671 Swiss Lane, described on Exhibit A to the ordinance, from E2 or single family estate district to RLSF, which is Residential Legacy Single Family District. The public hearing scheduled for June 17th, 2024.
Mr. Martin.
Yes, sir. Given the situation with this particular lot, the owners are wanting to add on to the rear of the home. The lot configuration is too constrained to permit that improvement in the E2 zone with the 50-foot setbacks on front and rear. So this particular rezoning would reduce the rear setback and enable them to make that improvement to their home. And of course, the Planning Commission unanimously recommended this for approval at their meeting earlier last month. And we also, as far as staff is concerned, reviewing the comprehensive plan. Comprehensive plan calls for continued improvement of the single-family residential condition here.
Very good. We will have a second reading and potential vote at the next meeting in June. That brings us to the end of the agenda. Any questions or comments in general from the body tonight? Any member of the public here to speak tonight? Happy to hear from you. Seeing none, thank you for your attendance. We're adjourned.